I agree with you about their defense, but I will say this. Last night is not exactly the ideal litmus test per se, because the Golden State Warriors are obviously shorthanded without Klay Thompson. When you go up against the Phoenix, when you got Devin Booker and Chris Paul to deal with, along with DeAndre Ayton, who has been getting better and better. And you and I were talking after the Sports Center with Stephen A. show last night, KP, and you saw what our man Michael Wilbon was telling us about what was going on in Phoenix. So you got that going on. You see the Utah Jazz, and you see the way they can shoot the ball. Plus they have size. Plus they have an elite defensive team as well. We can't ignore that. So when you pay attention to those kind of things, and then, of course, there is the Clippers, because we can say what we want, but there's still a threat. Kawhi Leonard is still there. Paul George is still there. Ty Lue knows what he's doing, and he knows LeBron James as well, because he went to 3 straight finals with LeBron James as his head coach and won a championship. So he'd have a clue. And plus, they picked up Rondo, who also knows and is also a brilliant cerebral point guard come postseason time. And so when you look at it from that perspective, I don't think that last night was the ideal litmus test to judge what we've seen from the Lakers, because they've got tougher competition down the road just based on bodies alone.
The other thing is, it's hard to get out of your mind that without LeBron James, AD just dominated Denver and then also Phoenix without LeBron James, and that was recently. So I'm not doubting AD's dominance, Perk. What I was addressing was what Stephen A. said about the shooting. AD was shooting from the outside throughout the playoffs last year at a level he's never hit from before. No. He was hitting outside shots last year, unlike he normally does. That's what I'm saying. I don't expect that to be the case this year, just because it had never been before. Unless he's one of those guys who could just elevate his shot in the clutch. There aren't that many of those guys, but maybe he's one of them. But unless that's the case, the Lakers are going to feel the fact that they don't shoot it particularly well as the playoffs go on.
Max, AD been knocking down mid-range jumpers since he came into the NBA, man. What are you talking about?
I mean from 3.
Threes. Okay, he added that to his game. But when you say jump shots, you have to clarify what are you talking about, because Anthony Davis came into the NBA knocking down mid-range jump shots.
Yeah, I'm talking about from outside. So from outside means 3. I mean from 3.
No, it don't. No, what are you talking about? When you say outside, that don't.
In
outside
today's
is a jump
NBA,
shot. Anything outside the paint.
Right, I understand, but in today's NBA, if you're talking about stretching, if you're talking about like a stretch 4 or 5, you're talking about a guy who can hit from the perimeter, from three-point land. That's what AD was doing.
No, you're talking
year.
about people that can shoot outside the paint 15 to 17. We just had Chris Bosh on First Take the other day, who's inducted into the Hall of Fame. Max Kellerman, he was a specialist at the 15 to 17-foot jump shot, not just three-point range.
I don't want to get bogged down on this. Let me be
clear. That's what we ask you to do.
Let me clarify.
Don't try to reinvent rules.
Let me clarify. AD last year was hitting from 3, unlike he had previously in his career. He was taking them and he was hitting them. And Stephen A., when you say they don't have enough shooting, what I thought you meant was from outside, meaning the perimeter, meaning three-point land, because in modern NBA we know that the way you convert from 3 is practically the same as a mid-range, which is why everyone takes 3s, because you get an extra point. And if you don't do that enough, it's extremely hard to win. I think the Lakers have enough to compensate for that, for the reasons you guys pointed out, the defense, the size, everything else. But that will hurt them against the Nets, and it will make their navigation through the West harder.
By the way, Anthony Davis shot 33% from three-point range last year, Max. Yeah. The previous 2 years, he shot better from three-point range.
No, just so playoffs. In the playoffs.
All right. I'm gonna wrap up this segment here by saying this really quickly. Just to be clear, stop me if I'm wrong, Max or Stephen A. Perk, you are the only one on this show picking the Lakers to repeat, correct?
Yeah, I am.
Okay.
Thanks for watching ESPN on YouTube. For live streaming sports and premium content, subscribe to ESPN+.